the writer, had emailed me the script very, very early on in the process. It started out as a poem, actually, that he had written about an experience that he had, and the imaginings that came from that. And he emailed it to me, and I read it, and it was just really magical. It was one of those things you read and you're like, this is something.
I have always loved Dorothy Parker. I was introduced to her by my father, and I always felt a connection to her because she reminded me so much of my grandma, who was a real tough cookie.
I'm very, very interested in poetry, especially early 20th century, late 19th century poetry, and specifically female poets. So when I realized it was about Dorothy Parker, I was just on cloud nine, because I feel like in a very similar way, I've had that connection with poets and like sitting in my room reading about things that I should probably go out and be doing.
One of the amazing things about this piece is that I get to both direct and choreograph it, which doesn't happen very often on film. So I get to sit in a room with, 2 actors and 2 dancers, and I'm blocking the actors and we're going through beats, and then we're looking at the dancers and making sure that those same beats happen in the choreography, because if not, they're just dancers and actors. They're 2 different stories. So it's been a really amazing experience to be able to meld those 2 worlds together and be really specific about how everything coincides so that it tells one overarching story regardless of the medium. So the message of this piece centers around someone who is trying to find the motivation to take control of their own life. He regresses into this sort of fantasy state and this imaginative state, and even in that imaginative state, he's not driving the car. There's someone else who's driving his movements, driving his actions. And it started as kind of just a conceptual piece of this modern day man was going on a date with Dorothy Parker in his mind. And now it has turned into this really large fantasy world filled with dancers and flappers and drinks, and the bar we're shooting in is actually the same one that they used for Birdman, so it's got that kind of grungy feel. It's very much a speakeasy.
So when I first wrote this project, it was very dry and cold, and the feeling was this very deliberate every line, which is nice, but it's also not exactly the world that Dorothy Parker lived in. And when I brought Kristen into the project, she brought this world of color and dance and excitement to push against some of the harder tones in this piece that I just think makes it so beautiful and so much more complete. It's beautiful to have imagination, and it's beautiful to let yourself take yourself away in a dream or a fantasy, but also that there is some beauty in the real world. And just because it might not be the beauty that you thought, it doesn't mean it's not a beauty that you should experience.